Hi guys, today we're going to learn how to make a book. The first thing we need to do to make a book is find our paper that we're going to use. It's best to use reuse BFK or some type of thick paper like that. And you want to find the fold of the paper, so which way it folds easiest. There's resistance this way, so we want to fold it this way when we cut it so that the spine's parallel with the grain of the paper. Then we also need to decide what size we're going to make our book. So when we cut it out, the width is going to be double, and then the length is going to be whatever height we want our book to be. Okay, once we have the paper cut down to the size we want it, this is going to be 8 inches by 4, so that's how tall, we're going to fold the paper in half using our bone folder. So we want to fold it and use the bone folder that we showed earlier. We're going to crease it in the middle and push away to the upper part and then down to the bottom. So we have pages like this. And we're going to do 7 pages for this book, so we'll do it a few more times. Alright, when we're gluing our paper together, we want to stick our page under newsprint and then also have newsprint between our pages. We're going to use our PVA glue with just a brush, or you can use Elmer's glue if that's what you're using. And we're going to glue just next to the spine, like where the page is folded, on the left side, and then on the right side where the page would open up. So we're just going to glue right here and right here. Then we're going to take our other page that we're gluing it to, and with the folded edges lined up, I'm just going to glue it down. Then once we have all of our pages glued together, we're going to stick newsprint in between the pages and stick it between either 2 pieces of wood that are clamped together or just a book or heavy book on top of it. Alright, once your pages are all glued together, with Bristol board, or if your specialty paper is nice, thick enough, you want to measure out your book so there's a little bit hanging off around it. Go up like this, measure where the spine is going to hit, and then lay it down and measure the other side of where you're going to cut your Bristol board out. Once you have your Bristol board cut out, the size of your book, you're going to take your pages. You want to make sure they're evened up. So we're just going to place our ruler down on the pages, and with either our X-Acto knife or our box cutter, which may be easier if you have a lot of pages, because it extends. Alright, so we're just going to cut all the edges then, all the way through. But we just want to slide our knife slowly against our ruler, so we don't want to take off all of it at one time, so we're just going to slowly slide it over. Okay, once we have our book all cut on the 3 edges, we're going to measure from our spine about 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch, depending on the size of our book, just down next to the spine. This is going to mark where we aren't going to glue when we put our cover on. So for putting our cover on each side of the book, we're only going to glue away from our marked edge. So we're going to glue from here all the way out to the end when we put our cover down. Alright, for our cover with our Bristol board, if we're putting specialty paper over it, we want to cut the specialty paper a little bit bigger than our Bristol board around the edges. Then on our corners, we're just going to cut the corners off of the specialty paper so it meets up close to where the Bristol board is. With our bone folder, we're going to go back with our specialty paper and turn at the sides because we want to glue them all facing onto the Bristol board. So just with our bone folder, we're going to start trying to crease the edge of the paper. And same with our pages, we're going to put it place it in the middle, and then both to the top and the bottom we're going to fold it down onto our Bristol board. So it's just going to make a little tab like this. Alright, with our book finished and our specialty paper turned over the edges of our Bristol board, we're going to find where we made our marks for the spine of the book. And we're going to take our bone folder with the pointed edge and just run it over that mark against our ruler a couple of times. Just make sure it's lined up there. And then to kind of help reinforce that fold. And this is called scoring, by the way, when you do this. Alright, so once we have our cover folded nice and even, we're going to take the gut of our book, or our pages, and from where we marked, we're just going to put some glue away. And we want to put our newsprint between our pages before we start gluing, just so we don't get on the edges. Between our front page and our last page, I just glued down away from the part where we marked with our PVA or Elmer's glue, if that's what you're using. We're just going to line our page up in our cover right here, and then we're going to do that for the other side. We don't want to glue where the spine is, because if you look at most books, they have a little gap there, so it helps with the book how it folds and doesn't keep it too tight. When you do it wrong, you can definitely tell that a book is too tight. Alright, when our books glued, our last pages are glued to our cover, we have made our book. This is actually called a drum leaf book, so we're completely finished with it. We just need to put newspaper in between those pages we just glued. You can put newsprint over the book page too, and just stick it under our boards or our books again, and just let it sit for about 30 minutes, and then your book's done.